this module, we'll cover the different types of budgets we see in subawards and the materials required associated with those budgets. Cost reimbursable budgets are based on the actual project expenditures incurred during the performance period and up to an agreed amount. Fixed amount budgets are based on deliverables or milestones that are each assigned a lump sum, and these require sponsor approval for federal awards. Fixed rate budgets are based on a negotiated cost per unit, but the total amount of the award or number of units may be unknown, such as a price per patient for clinical trials. These do not require prior approval. When your outgoing subaward has a cost reimbursable budget, at the proposal stage, we must collect a commitment form. This will be the multiple campus commitment form if the subrecipient is another UC campus, or the FDP letter of intent if the subrecipient is an FDP expanded clearinghouse member. If the subrecipient is not another UC campus or FDP expanded clearinghouse member, we collect the subrecipient commitment form. You can find all of these on our website. We also must have the statement or scope of work describing the deliverables and their due dates, a detailed budget that describes at a minimum the cost by major category, the indirect cost rate, and base, and all of this must comply with sponsor guidelines. We must also collect a budget justification describing by category how the proposed costs relate to the scope of work. If a budget justification is required by the sponsor, this must also follow the sponsor guidelines. If the subrecipient is using their negotiated FNA rate, we must also attach or provide information on their applicable FNA rate agreement. You may save this as a PDF or also provide a link to that FNA rate agreement. I encourage you to save this as a PDF so you have a record of the agreement at time of proposal in case they get a new agreement by the time of award. Also collect all required application documents by the sponsor. This may include IRB approvals if the subrecipient is doing human subject work that requires IRB approval. It could also be IACUC approval if they are using vertebrate animals and requiring IACUC approval. It could also be other materials that are required by the sponsor. After the award has been issued and the PI is ready to issue a subaward, and we have our award ID and project ID, we can begin completing that request. First, complete the subaward request form. You always must complete the UCSF information section. This provides personnel information for the project, including the submitter, the financial contact, and the award and project PI, as well as others should be contacted regarding the subaward. You must also complete the subrecipient information section. This will provide the subrecipient's legal name, UEI, EIN, indication if the subrecipient PI is an NIH multiple PI, and contacts at the subrecipient institution. Also complete the compliance section. This will provide information regarding the subrecipient's compliance obligations, such as their indirect cost, cost sharing, use of human and animal subjects, etc. Since this is a request for a new subaward, complete the new subaward request section. This provides all of the necessary information that our subcontract team needs to set up a new subaward, such as the award and project IDs, dates, budget amounts, and budget type. Also attach the required documents. All of the attachments should be in PDF or Word only. Note that we need a scope of work. This explains the deliverables and their due dates. The budget and budget justification, as this is a cost reimbursable budget. We need the detailed budget with categorical description of proposed costs and a budget justification explaining the proposed costs and how they relate to the budget. All of this should be following any relevant sponsor guidelines. We also need FNA support. This gives you an attachment of the FNA agreement if that information is not online or they are not an FDP clearinghouse member. If the subrecipient is an FDP clearinghouse member and applying their negotiated FNA rate, please provide the date of the FNA rate agreement in the comment section of the subaward request form. If the subrecipient is not an FTP clearinghouse member and is applying their negotiated rate, please provide a link to the applicable agreement in the comment section of the SRF. When submitting proposals that include an outgoing subaward with a fixed amount or fixed rate budget, collect the appropriate commitment form, the MCA if the subrecipient is another UC campus, the FDP letter of intent if the subrecipient is an FDP expanded clearinghouse member, or the subrecipient commitment form if the subrecipient is not another UC campus or FDP expanded clearinghouse member. Collect a scope of work that describes the subrecipient's deliverables and their due dates. Collect a budget that describes the milestones and deliverables, their due dates, and the payment schedule. The subcontract team recommends including F&A in a fixed rate or fixed amount. Collect F&A rate support. If including F&A cost in a fixed rate or fixed amount, F&A rate support is not required. If using a negotiated rate, include or provide a link to the applicable F&A rate agreement information in your packet. Consider saving a PDF of the F&A rate agreement to have a record of the F&A rate at the time of proposal. Also collect any required application documents that are required by the sponsor or based on the nature of the project. For example, subawards involving human subjects that require IRB approval should include the IRB protocol approvals. When requesting to issue a new subaward with a fixed amount or fixed rate budget, complete the subaward request form, complete the UCSF information section, the subrecipient information section, the relevant subsections of the compliance section, and the new subaward request section. Attach your scope of work that explains the deliverables and their due dates. Also attach a budget describing the milestones or deliverables, their due dates, and the payment schedule. The subcontracts team recommends including your F&A cost in the fixed rate or fixed amount. If you do this, you will not need to also include information regarding the F&A. If the subrecipient is an FDP clearinghouse member and is applying their negotiated rate, provide the date of the F&A rate agreement in the comment section of the subaward request form. If the subrecipient is not an FDP clearinghouse member and is applying their negotiated rate, attach or provide a link to the applicable agreement in the comment section of the subaward request form. If the F&A rate agreement is not available online and the subrecipient is not an FDP clearinghouse member but is applying their negotiated rate, please do attach their negotiated rate agreement as a PDF or Word document. When requesting an amendment to an existing subaward, complete the subaward request form, complete the UCSF and subrecipient information sections, complete the relevant subsection of the compliance section, and also complete the amendment request section. Complete all relevant fields or subsections, and note that you may request more than one action with your request. Also attach the revised documents. Only provide the documents if they have changed from the previous subaward. Remember to provide all documents in either PDF or Word format. Also provide support for the F&A rate agreement used if applicable, and you can do this in the comment section of the subaward request form. Learn more about working on outgoing subawards on our OSR intranet page, where you can find our standard operating procedures and internal resources. On the OSR website, you can find the Subaward Proposal Toolkit, Subaward FAQs, SRF instructions, fixed rate guidance, and additional training on our Research Administrator page. You can find more information on our website at osr.ucsf.edu. If you have questions regarding this course, please email us at osrinfo@ucsf.edu.